Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Here we are. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm looking outside and the sun is shining. It's a blue sky. It's supposed to be hot this week in Southern California. It is supposed to be very hot. So, um, hopefully you can stay inside. It's a good week. I know a lot of public schools are starting school this week. So hopefully everyone's able to stay inside, stay cool, stay in the air conditioning. And yeah, last week was so nice. It was in the 80s last week, but it's going to be well over 100 most of this week. So guess we'll be inside hanging out or at the pool. If you have a pool, that is a great option for you. Good morning, Kennedy. Good to see you. Love the sunny suns there this morning. Yeah, it's a sunny day. There's going to be a lot of sun out this week. A lot of sun for us. Well, we are studying the story of the nation of Israel, God's people. We call them today the Jewish people, and there's a reason why we call them the Jewish people today, not the people of Israel. But we're looking at the nation of Israel and all the crazy things that happen to them because sometimes of obedience and being God's chosen people, and sometimes because of their disobedience and making bad choices. Hey, good morning, everybody. I got to see Miss Kathy yesterday. We were at the church getting ready for Up, filming for Up. Got to see Seth and Miss Leanne. A lot of things going on. I know Miss Katie has been working hard trying to get everything ready for this weekend. Because if you're a part of our church, this Sunday is Anniversary Sunday. It's our 14th anniversary. So, man, I hope you guys are there. I hope to see you there. Even if you're wearing a mask, I hope to see you there. And it'll be good just to be together, to worship God together. We'll have a bag of little goodies for you guys and In-N-Out truck for us after the service. So I hope to see you guys there this Sunday. And if you're coming, remember it's a little bit different times because it's going to be so hot. We're trying to do it a little earlier in the day. So just be aware of that. If your parents don't know, you can let them know. You could be the one who's like, Mom and Dad, I know something that you guys don't know about the service times on Sunday. So maybe you could be a help to them. Good morning, Chloe. Good morning, Labases. Yeah, good to see everyone here this morning. Man, we have been studying a lot through the Old Testament. There have been a lot of things that we have been learning about. And the thing that we talked about yesterday it's sad. It really makes me sad. There was a break in the land of Israel, a break between people. Listen, I don't like when things are broken. Sometimes we have broken toys and I try to fix them. Sometimes I can fix them. Most of the time I can't. They're broken. They're broken and it's sad. Sometimes relationships with people are broken. Have you ever had a broken relationship with someone where either you did something wrong to them or they did something wrong to you, and it makes things weird for a little while. It makes things weird. My wife and I have talked about that with other families or other people. Sometimes something happens and it's hard and it's heartbreaking. It's sad, especially when it's between friends or family members. That makes it really, really sad. Well, in the nation of Israel, this is what we looked at yesterday. King Saul was the first king. King David was the second king. King Solomon was the third king. King Rehoboam is who we're talking about yesterday. King Rebbe. You can call him Rebbe. King Rehoboam. And remember what happened? The people came to King Rehoboam and they said, look, your dad was really hard on us. Solomon was really hard on us. And we don't want you to be as tough on us. Come on, please don't be as tough on us as your dad. And Rehoboam said, hey, give me 3 days to think about it, which was smart. Sometimes the best thing you do is take a moment to think about your answer. So Rehoboam went and he went to two groups of people. First, he went to his dad's old advisors. These were wise men. These were wise people. And he said, guys, what do you think I should do? And they said, look, your dad was really tough on the people. If you're just kind to them, if you're fair with them, they will love you forever. Hey, that's really wise advice. That's good advice. But then he went to his buddies, and his buddies were not as wise. Think about this. If you were a king or a queen right now at your age, and you went to like your parents and their friends for advice, and then you went to your buddies for advice, who do you think would have the better advice? Well, yeah, the older people you would hope would. But Rehoboam went to his buddies and he said, "Hey, what should I do?" The people said, "I've been too hard." And they go, "Oh, you tell them I'm going to be even more hard than my dad. If my dad whipped you with whips, I'm going to whip you with scorpions." Which, again, is hard because if you're holding the scorpion trying to hit someone with it, what if it stings you? Or what if it like bite? I don't think they bite, but they're I don't know. That just doesn't sound like a good idea to me. Trying to whip someone with a scorpion, like whip, whip, whip. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's what he did though. That's the advice he followed. He went back to the people and he said to them, "Oh, if you think my dad was tough, I'm gonna be a whole lot more tough than my dad." And all the people were like, "Peace out, see ya," and they left him. They ditched him. Okay, they split the country. The country of Israel had been 12 tribes. Remember the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 sons of Jacob. The 12 tribes, they split into a northern kingdom and a southern kingdom. And 10 tribes went with the northern kingdoms, and 2 tribes, Judah being the main one, and some of Benjamin was with the southern kingdom. So we call those people who are with the southern kingdom, because they were all from Judah, or mostly from Judah, we call them Jews. That's where we get the name today that we use to talk about the people who live there in Israel. So northern kingdom, southern kingdom. Rehoboam's the king of the southern kingdom. Who's the king of the northern kingdom? Well, that's who we're going to look at today. His name was Jeroboam. So Rehoboam, Jeroboam, Jeroboam, Rehoboam. I like to call him Jerry. Just call him Jerry. Listen, even if he doesn't like it, he's not alive right now to tell us. So we can just call him Jerry. And if you do call someone by a different name, I'll check with them first. But if they're dead, I think it's okay. So Jerry and the Northern Kingdom. Look at 1 Kings chapter 12. We're going to start there. Then we'll go to chapter 13. 1 Kings chapter 12, then chapter 13. Look at what happens. It says this. So verse 19. So Israel has been in rebellion against the house of David to this day. And when all Israel heard that Jeroboam had returned, they sent and called him to the assembly and made him king over all Israel. Okay, so Jeroboam's in the north in Israel, Rehoboam's in the south in Judah. Israel, Judah, northern kingdom, southern kingdom, Jeroboam, Rehoboam. These are good questions. We might have to have a quiz tomorrow. And maybe you guys will do a good job. Since we didn't have a challenge this weekend, maybe we'll have a quiz tomorrow. And we'll see over in the chat how well you guys remember these names. So this is good. So Rehoboam comes home and he's mad and he's sad and but look what happens with Jeroboam. Now, listen to me. I don't like it when people make dumb or foolish mistakes. Okay, maybe you don't say the word dumb. I don't like to say the word dumb unless something's really, really, really dumb. And I don't call people dumb. I don't do anything like that. But what Jeroboam does here is the worst decision ever. Well, maybe not ever, but it's pretty bad. So he has just been made the king, and God has allowed him to be made the king. And maybe someday you will be the king or the queen. I kind of like doing that. That's kind of fun. Okay, so man, Jerry has just been made the king, King Jerry. And you would think that if God allowed him to be made king, which God did, that he would then honor and obey God. Okay. It'd be like someone coming up to you and being like, "I want to give you $1 million." And you're like, "Thank you." And you take the $1 million and then you go, whoosh, and you slap the person. Can you see why I'm saying this is a dumb choice? Like, No, 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 don't do that, don't do that. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, that would be terrible, that would be horrible, that would be awful. But that's what Jeroboam does. God allows him to become king, and then he kind of does this to God. Whoopsh. He kind of smacks God. Now, not literally. We know you can't literally smack God like that. But look what happens. He says this, verse 27, if the people go up to the house to offer sacrifices in the temple of the Lord at Jerusalem, then the heart of this people will turn again to their Lord, Rehoboam, the king of Judah, and they will kill me and return to Rehoboam. Okay, so Jeroboam, he's in the north, Rehoboam in the south, Jerusalem is also in the south, which means the temple of God is also in the south. And so Jeroboam starts thinking, wait, if the people go south to Jerusalem to sacrifice at the temple, and if they go south and they want to honor the Lord, then they're going to start thinking like, oh man, we probably shouldn't have left Judah. We should probably go back to Judah. And they're not going to want to be my people anymore. This is what Jeroboam's thinking. So he comes up with an idea, a bad idea, a very, very, very bad idea. Look at this idea. So the king, verse 28, took counsel and made 2 calves of gold. Now, where have we heard that before? Making 2 little cows made of gold. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Who in the Bible, way, way, way back toward the beginning of the Bible, made 1 cow, little cow, calf of gold? Who did that? Do you remember who did that? Their name starts with the letter that's not a letter. Their name starts with the letter A. Who was that? Who made a calf of gold? Their name starts with the letter A. It was near a mountain named Mount Sinai. Oh, I see 2 people in the chat have it. That's good. 2 people have it. Good. 3 people have it. Good, 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 good. Anyone else? Anyone else have it? Who also made a calf out of gold way back in Mount Sinai? The person was Moses' brother. His name was Aaron. No, Aaron. Yeah, Aaron made a calf of gold. And in fact, Jeroboam's going to use some of the same language that Aaron used. Look what happens. He says he makes 2 calves of gold, and he said to the people, you have gone up to Jerusalem long enough. No. Behold your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Seriously, Jeroboam? Seriously? That's exactly what Aaron said. Except he said God. No, maybe he said gods too. Interesting. But he gives credit to a lifeless metal cow for getting them out of the land of Egypt. Are you kidding me? Again, that'd be like if someone gave you $1 million and they were generous enough and kind enough and loving enough to give you $1 million stinking bucks. And then you walked up to him and went, thank you. And you slapped him. What are you doing? Listen, God took care of Jeroboam. God allowed him to become king. God was the one who brought his people out of the land of Egypt. And he has the gall to say, oh no, this lifeless cow over here, he's the one who brought you out of Egypt. Why don't you worship him? You're like, come on, dude, what's your problem? And he set them up, one in Bethel and the other in Dan, and the people kept going and worshiping those cows instead of worshiping the one true God. So God gets upset with Jerry, okay? I would be upset too. God gets upset with him. And in chapter 13, God sends a prophet of the Lord, a man of God, to tell Jerry he's wrong. And look what happens. He speaks this prophecy that bad things are going to happen if Jerry doesn't change. And look at verse number 5. Jerry says, end of verse 4. Jerry says, seize him. And as he points his hand at the man of God who's doing the right thing, his hand dries up. His hand becomes like crippled because of his sin, because of his sin. And God confronts him because of this. Now, God is kind and God allows the man of God to heal his hand. But look at verse 32 at the end of the chapter. Look at verse 32. After this thing, Jeroboam did not turn from his evil way. He did not turn from his evil way, but made priests for the high places again among the people. Okay, he made priests for those cow gods that he had. And this thing became a sin in the house of Jeroboam, so as to cut it off and to destroy it from the face of the earth. God says, Jeroboam, I've been pretty good to you. Jeroboam, I allowed you to become king. Jeroboam, I've taken good care of you. And this is what you do? This is the way you act toward me? Listen, God has been so good to us. He really has. I hope you see that. I know we talk about it sometimes. I hope your parents talk about it. God has been so good to us. And sometimes we need to be reminded of that because sometimes it's easy to forget, but God has been so good. How do we treat him in response? Do we thank him? Do we love him? Do we obey him? Or do we go whoopsh to God by disobeying him, even though he's been so good to us? Jeroboam, he and his family are not going to last long because of his disobedience. Rehoboam, he and his family will last a little longer because they will obey God, many of them. We'll talk more about that in the next few days. Hey, love you guys, miss you guys. I hope to see a lot of you guys at our church on Sunday morning. If you see me there, and I should be there, if you see me there, please come up and say hi. You might have to pull down your mask and say, hey, it's me. Remember, it's me. Because I might not recognize you with your mask on. But I would love to see you there. I hope to see you and your families. We'll still have a lesson on Sunday. So if you're not there, we'll have a lesson here. That's already been recorded. We're setting that up. So love you guys, miss you guys. Hope you guys have a great day in the Lord. Stay cool. Talk to you later. Bye.